Hey everyone, it's Darla from Crafty Yarn Owl. Welcome. How are you doing? I'm doing good. So today I want to talk about the blankets, the cat blankets that I was making. Now I have a tutorial for it with a border, and you can make your blankets any size you want. It doesn't have to be for a cat or your pet, or you can make a whole bunch for pets and maybe donate them to shelters in your area. But what I've done is I've made a few now. I'm working on my 6th one. I'm also designing a raglan style cardigan at this time too. But I wanted to show you this one I showed in that tutorial, which was a whip at the time, but the tutorial is complete right down to the border in that video. But I was working on this one, and I was kind of getting down to the nitty-gritty of the scrap yarn. And what I was doing in that tutorial was I was holding, say 2 3-weight yarns with 1 2-weight yarn to use up all sizes of yarn. Sometimes holding 2 2-weights with a 1-weight, or 2 3-weights with a 4-weight. So holding 3 strands of yarn together to use up that scrap yarn, right? Because we have all sizes of scrap yarn, don't we? I do. So this one I did not put a border on, but this is the Stitch Up Close. It's a yarn eater, which is great for scrap yarn. And it's also reversible. It's the same on both sides. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show you a little clip of my Huggles. She's my older kitty. She's 7, curled up in her snooze box on her blanket. I woke up to her a couple mornings ago, laying in there, purring away. These are really soft once you wash them, because I've washed them all and I have some set aside to go to a no-kill shelter here in my area. I just have to call them and ask them if they will accept them. And so before I could complete this one, I ran out of scrap yarn. Can you believe it? Do you ever run out of scrap yarn? So I had to dig through another bag I have that's actually I thought it was all cotton scrap yarn in there, and I'm using acrylic blends in these. So I dug through that bag and I found some more acrylic in there. And then as I was going through some of my other yarn, I found like little bags. Let me show you, like this. So I'm going to connect all these together to put into another scrap blanket, and hold them with other sizes. I'm getting down to the nitty-gritty again, but I found some other little balls in bags. So yeah, so I'm gonna put this back in Huggles' box. No matter what yarn I'm using, what size, if it's say 2 3-weights with a 4-weight, I'm using a 9mm hook. If it's 2 2-weights with a 1-weight, I'm using a 9mm hook. So always the same hook, so I don't have to have a bunch of hooks. I don't have to collect a bunch of hooks. I just put my hook in a basket where the yarn is, and away I go. And here's a clip of Huggles. Do you like your new blanket? Hmm? Like your new blanket, baby? You're purring. Hey. You nice and cozy, Huggles? Yeah. Nice and cozy. Is it time to get up? Okay. Let's get up. Oh. She loves her blanket. I was so glad. So Minnie, my other cat, she has a snooze box in the basement because she likes to be down there. So I had made a, box out of cardboard and put a pillow on the bottom, an old pillow, and put a blanket on top, and then I put another pillow at the other side of the snooze box because she likes to have only a little space to jam herself into, and that's how she snoozes down there. So I'll be putting one of these blankets, probably this one because this is the next one I'm working on, so this will be hers. So yeah, I had to find some more scrap yarn because I ran out. So here it is. This is the next one I'm working on. And I've got some thin, like I think 1 weights in here as well. I mean, you can hold 2 3 weights with a 1 weight, whatever you have. I've been trying to put like 2 of the bigger yarn sizes with a smaller one. That's what I've been trying to do, but it doesn't always work out that way, and that's perfectly fine because it's because you can't choose your scrap, really. But anyway, once you get down to the nitty-gritty anyway. So these 3 look like they're the same size. These 3 yarns. So you use whatever you have. Because I've been thinking, I have really thin yarn, which are these bright colors in here. And I had made something, and then I had this leftover, and it was like a little ball, and I'm like, I don't know, I want to keep it, I want to use it for something, but I don't know what to use it for. Finally, it dawned on me, why don't I do this? Why don't I put really thin yarns with thicker yarns and make cat blankets? You can also make a full king-size blanket if you want. You can make Afghans, you make any size you want. I give you the multiples in the tutorial, so just make your blanket the size you want. I just chose to make little cat blankets or little puppy dog blankets, So yes, so this one is a work in progress, and yeah, I'm gonna try, I'm gonna use up all the yarn I have in here. So this is what I have. That bag's empty. So I have these different balls of yarn in here left over. I'm probably going to be digging to see if I can find more yarn, or those one-off balls. Those one-off balls that you have one ball and you don't know what to do with it, you don't know what to make with it. Work it into a blanket for a pet or an Afghan for somebody that's can use it, and maybe they have cold legs all the time. Make it for them. Yeah, so I think that's it. I think I've talked enough. This. I have a tutorial for this, and where am I at? I think it goes on this side. Or is it that side? I can never remember. Anyway, it's going to be linked above. And I'll link it in the description box as well for this. There's no panels to sew together. If you haven't seen this. Yeah. I love this sweater. Okay, so I will see you all again soon. All right, you take care till we meet again.